In our daily lives, we use lots of different phrases that are widely used, but for many of them we don't actually know where they come from or how it came that they became a general term that was used all over the globe and by millions of different people. Let's look at one of these terms and find out what they mean. Where does the term dirty money come from? Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications. That way you will never miss anything that we post. What does dirty money refer to? I'm sure you've heard the term and know what it means, but just for those that might live in an area where the term is not used regularly, let's look at it first. It is a term that is used to describe ill-gotten gains, any money that was made through means that is less than legal, like money that was made through forgery or through bribery or theft or any other way that you can make money without it going through legal avenues to get to you. So any money that is illegally gained, illegally transferred, or illegally used, like paying for an illegal service, for example, in areas where prostitution is illegal. The money from those transactions would be considered dirty money. There are different theories from where this term comes from. Let's explore these theories and see. Filthy lucre. This is a term that can still be heard today. There are still some people that use it, and many feel that it is the term that came before dirty money and where it was taken from. In fact, both phrases basically mean the same thing. Filthy lucre could mean something like dirty money or unclean gain. Obviously, dirty money isn't all that much of a leap from filthy, so it does make sense that it at least influenced the term in some ways. Lucre is a word that comes from the Latin word lucrum, the same word where lucrative came from. And according to the experts, the Latin word lucrum meant gain or advantage, profit, wealth, or riches. So it is all about the money, but it has been used in a negative way for many years. John Wycliffe, like I said, since almost the start of English literature, the word lucre has been used with a negative connotation. The earliest citation of the word that was used in the Oxford English Dictionary comes from the works of Wycliffe. In 1380, he made a negative statement about worldly honor and lucre. Geoffrey Chaucer, the next person to reference the word lucre in English literature, came a few years after Wycliffe, and that was in one of the works of Geoffrey Chaucer called The Prioress's Tale. Here he used the word in a negative way when speaking about the lucre of villainy. William Tyndale. Then came William Tyndale with his translation of the Bible in 1526, and for the first time he used the entire phrase filthy lucre for a scripture from the book of Titus. It is a warning about people teaching lies for the sake of filthy lucre or for gain of dirty money. So from at least the 1500s, this is the phrase that was used for the money that was gotten through bad gains. So it was only 300 years later did people start using terms like filthy rich. So it really does make sense that this could be one of the places where dirty money could come from. Modern uses of these words. The corpus of contemporary American English uses a lot of different references to filthy lucre, everything from measly lucre to newfound lucre. There are loads of different ways that lucre is used, but all of them are as a substitute for the word money, and all referring to money in a negative way. But there are still some cases where the phrase filthy lucre is used, like when the band Sex Pistols used it as the name of one of their tours. But overall, the phrase is pretty much going out of use in everyday English and has been replaced with the phrase dirty money. It just makes sense that this phrase had to have some sort of influence in creating this phrase, but it isn't the only theory that exists about exactly where the term dirty money comes from. Actual money from dirty jobs. There is another meaning for dirty money that is way more literal. This is money that you earn from doing dirty jobs or jobs that are dangerous. So while this isn't really how we use it now, this definitely helped to create the term dirty money. Different jobs from the late 1800s all the way up to the 1960s have stipulations in them about payments for dirty money. So when any job involves what they called special unpleasantness or possible injury to the person or even their clothing, they added a clause to get dirty money in that case, like when dock workers used to claim extra payment for dirtier than normal jobs, like if a cargo was super dirty. One Sunday Express of 1960 talks about dock workers claiming dirty money for handling a cargo of red oxide. So anything that could hurt someone or damage their clothing would have a dirty money bonus. It was an enticement for people willing to take on this job. The word dirty is used negatively. Most of the time, the word dirty is used to describe things that people have negative feelings about. Basically, most of the time in the English language, clean is good and dirty is bad. And we don't just mean when it comes from dirty clothing or a dirty house. Dirty can also be used to describe things that are sullied, tainted, or impure, or things that are corrupt, illicit, or immoral. So everything that sounds pretty bad, everything that is more on the darker side or the more hidden side could be called dirty, like a dirty joke or a dirty story, or even calling pornography a dirty film. It is very much used to describe things in a more negative light. People like to use this word to describe things that they feel are bad, so it isn't a giant leap to going from dirty things to the term dirty money. It makes a lot of sense that money that comes from bad gains or illegal activities would be called dirty money. The way we use dirty has definitely lent itself to the use of the term dirty money and how we use the term today. And this use of dirty can be traced back a long time too. For example, there is a written work from 1764 where they speak about ministers and their dirty work. So it's nowhere near a new thing to use dirty to describe negative things and connotations. Books from the 1600s has also used the term. There are a number of books from the 1600s that use the term dirty money in them. For example, the Thomas May 1676 book, Music's Monument, has the term inside. The quote said, "We will have an organ and an organist too. 'Tis but laying out a little dirty money." And this isn't the only book or written book that has the term in it. But they don't use all of it in the same way and with the same definition. There are some instances that the works use them with a slightly different meaning, but the difference is only slight, and it is interesting to see the term being used so long ago. The term in the same form as we use it now has been around for many, many years. The meaning might have changed slightly over the years, but it did already exist. Money laundering. Then another place where the term dirty money could have came from might lie in the process that criminals use to make dirty money seem clean. Money that is gotten from illegal gains are put through a process to make it seem like they originate from a legitimate source. It has been done for as long as money and criminal organizations exist. Everything from old-fashioned mobsters to common criminals can all use money laundering to make their funds seem legit. I must admit, as a kid, I thought of money laundering as actually washing money in a washing machine or in a bucket of water and then hanging out on a washing line to dry. But it turns out that is not quite how they do it. But I still kind of wish it was. And then you could use it on the black market, which I, of course, thought was an actual market with little dark-colored stools that packs up each time the police ride around. And in those stalls, there are a lot of illegal things to be bought in each little shop. But that was just me, and again, not entirely how it works. In reality, there are different ways where criminals do their money laundering. They could use a cash business to work their illegal funds in with their legitimate funds, or they use other means of making it look like the funds that came from crimes actually came from legal business deals. Different countries and areas have different laws when it comes to money laundering, and has a long and interesting story on its own. But the way that they basically try to make dirty money seems like it could be clean money, and like it does have a legitimate source. And that could be one area where the term dirty money could originate from and have started out. The term dirty money has been around for so many years that it is hard to know where it really started from first. It could come from the books that spoke about dirty money all the way back to the 1600s. We do know that many phrases from books and words that writers made up. Or it could come from filthy lucre and the Latin origins, where it refers to money or funds in a negative way. Or it could just be of the negative connotations that the word dirty has in the English language. It could even be that it came from the act of money laundering, where dirty money gets turned into clean money. In the end, the term dirty money has a long history and shows how rich language growth could be. Thanks for watching.